Todd Huff.
Well, all I can say is, folks, buckle up. Buckle up for what we're going to see for these next 4 years. We're in for quite the treat. You're about to be treated to a full dose of payback politics. Oh, my goodness. Welcome. Welcome to the program. I am your host, Todd Huff. You can reach me by email, todd@toddhuffshow.com, where you can send your questions, your comments, your feedback, and yes, I'll even accept your adoration and praise. And I do my best to get back. I've candidly been a little bit inundated with messages and emails and things on social media, and just, of course, the stuff that we're dealing with as we continue to grow and expand and the program. So I apologize, but those have not gone unnoticed. In fact, some of those things we might even get to today that you've written in to me about, and my apologies for not being as quick on the draw as maybe I should have been. So I want to start with, I guess, impeachment, I guess. There's so many things to keep in mind here. President Trump was impeached for effectively inciting violence, inciting a riot when the Capitol was stormed 1 week ago. 1 week ago, they pushed through these impeachment charges. There really wasn't. I don't even know if there was really a case made. This is what I mean with payback politics, folks. We're entering into, whatever your ideology, political ideology aside for a moment, but we are entering into a very dangerous world, and the dangerous world is not Trump inciting violence or Trump nuking a foreign nation, which Nancy Pelosi pretended was a big story, a big deal last week. By the way, trying to step between a president who he is the commander-in-chief of and the military, one could certainly argue is an attempted coup, since that's the phrase of the day, a coup d'etat, a group of people trying to overthrow, usually violently, but not always. It doesn't have to be violent. There can be peaceful coups, which some might be saying right now, what have we been undergoing the past 4 years? Could we not say, as some have said, that fabricating a phony dossier that's paid for by the opposition party, the losing candidate, namely Hillary Rodham Clinton, and sorry to remind you that she did in fact lose in 2016, even though there's many people who said that the same questionable things happened in that election, but she was unable to I'm just telling you, look, you don't have to believe it, whatever. But she did pay for a phony dossier, and that dossier was used to disrupt an entire presidency, and then used as a precursor to the impeachment charges, because we wouldn't have had Ukraine nonsense if we didn't have Russian collusion embedded into the minds of American voters. And so if you ultimately use a fake dossier that's paid for by the opposing party, fabricated nonsense in this thing, complete gibberish. Again, Russian collusion is still being cited. People say today Trump wasn't a president because he shouldn't have been president, wasn't legitimately elected president because of Russian collusion. Again, the narrative is this. You compare these two stories of the 2020 election, the allegations made there by the likes of Sidney Powell and Donald Trump, and the questions raised and the allegations made, a combination thereof, the things that Senator Josh Hawley, Senator Ted Cruz were questioning, all the Republican representatives that raised objections or voted to not certify results in the House last week when all of this stuff hit the proverbial fan. This is we're just in unprecedented times. You know, we're in unprecedented times with all of this, and it's a lot to weed through and wrap our arms around. So, but the story is there's a coup, and that Trump is leading it. And again, if you compare 2016 with 2020, you've got voting machine allegations. You've got people. I mean, there's a list, a laundry list, and there's examples and there's affidavits and there's evidence. Despite what people say on the other side, there's no evidence. You know what? There was no evidence of Russian collusion. Now, did Russia try to interfere with our election? Sure. Did they probably try to do it in many other elections? Of course. This is what nations do. By the way, not saying it should have happened, one way or the other. Assuming that they were trying to help Trump is also a questionable thing. But be that as it may, I'm sure China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, I mean, down the list, right? We interfered with Israel's election openly, I might add, several years ago when remember James Carville? I mean, we've the things that they accused, Trump or the Russians, I guess, of doing with Trump's leadership in 2016, literally was that they got together to come up with an ad campaign that they were going to launch on social media platforms to trick Democrats or Hillary supporters into voting for Trump. That is the Russian collusion narrative. That's it, folks. The final step in the plan was them trusting in their advertising campaign to work, their disinformation campaign. And they have pushed this for 5 years. I mean, just forever now. They have pushed this nonsense. Meanwhile, they've been demanding that Republican Party, which now has acknowledged that Joe Biden is president because he won the election. And he won the election. He did win the election. That is not the question. The question is whether that election was fair, transparent, and run according to law, or whether there was grand interference, corruption, deceit, whether or not things were happening with voter machines, whether or not there was a deliberate effort by people, especially in swing states, to stop the votes of people, bring in votes from people that they could use to vote for Biden, and then block the votes of people who voted for Trump, counting votes, fabricating ballots. I can't even go through all of it. There's people who have signed affidavits saying that these things happened. Now, these folks could be lying. They could all be lying, right? I mean, that's I'm saying logically possible. I'm not saying, when you look at the specifics of what they're saying, I'm just saying in theory, this is a logical possibility. They could be making it up, or the case may not be as strong as possible, but they don't want you to hear it. They don't want you to hear it. They've never wanted you to hear it, just like they don't want you to hear Trump's calls for peace. They don't want you to hear that. They want you. In fact, you can make the case that the people who have incited more violence in this country has been the media. You could certainly make the case that many Democrats have tried to incite violence. It's amazing. The only time they've cared about violence and all this stuff, we have categorically condemned and stood against all of this from the very beginning. Every single case. You can go back through the records of this show. Go back through the records of this show, and you can look and see that we have categorically, unequivocally, always stood against these sorts of things, whether they be these acts of violence be committed by Antifa or Proud Boys or Black Lives Matter or whoever's been alleged. I'm not even saying always that these are even the groups. Trump supporters, disheartened Democrats who are part of the resistance. By the way, they're preaching to us about a coup. One of the things about a coup is the idea of resisting a legitimately elected government. Folks, they had a hashtag. They still have it. You can go on Twitter today and you can see hashtag resistance. They were proud of this. Now, when Biden has won the electors and is going to be sworn in here in the next week as president of the United States, Now we're supposed to just comply. Not only are we supposed to comply, we can't even share our ideas on social media. Or, if we have a platform that conservatives use to flock to, the big tech, socialist, Stalinistic giants get together and they say, we're shutting that sucker down. Why are you shutting it down? Because it was used to coordinate an attack on the Capitol building. Okay, let's say people did do that. Do you know what Twitter's used for? When all these riots were happening over the summer, people used that to communicate and to do things that were nefarious and against the law. By the way, the question's been raised too about child pornography. Why is that a thing? Folks, we've all seen things on Twitter that we feel like we need to wash our eyes out for, if you spend any time there. Is Twitter responsible for all these things? Twitter was used to propagate a lie of Russian collusion for all these years. Should they be held responsible? Nah, of course not. Twitter's trying. Parler's not. Shut it down, says Google. Shut it down, says Apple. It's really about silencing us and preventing us from being able to communicate ideas. So that's why, again, I encourage you if you're worried about staying in touch with us, because, folks, we are marching headlong into the era of payback politics. That is what January 20th, 2021 will officially kick off. That is what yesterday, you could say, officially kicked off the impeachment of the President of the United States. He's gone from the White House in 1 week. He's gone. They want to impeach him, and now they want to convict him in the Senate. Why? They don't want him to ever hold office again. They want to send a message. Again, this is political retribution, political payback. I'll play a soundbite here next segment from the communist mayor of New York City. They've canceled all of Trump's contracts. They better be ready for a lawsuit. And I'm not an attorney, but based upon what he said, the reasons that he said these lawsuits, the reason the contracts with Trump organization were canceled, doesn't seem to hold any water. And in a sane universe, President Trump wins those lawsuits pretty easily. But again, in a sane universe, the Supreme Court would have heard the Texas case these past few months. In a sane universe, investigations would have transpired. In a sane universe, we would have inspected the voting machines. We wouldn't have just done recounts in Georgia. We would have done actual audits, forensic audits, signature matches, and that sort of thing. In a sane universe, we wouldn't have let states change their laws without their legislators' approval, and that changed the way that elections were run. Because we don't live, candidly, in a sane universe right now. And prepare for it to get worse, prepare for them being the radical left, the media, to be on a mission, right? You saw this bad dude, this attorney for PBS, the things he was saying. He hoped Trump supporters died of COVID. He wants to he literally said this, take away children from people who are conservatives, send them to re-education camps, enlightenment camps, as he called them. He was happy he lived in a place where people were smart, Washington, D.C., which the rest of us are cackling and laughing just beyond our wildest imagination at the idea that the smart people live in Washington, D.C., as he condemned and condoned those that lived in middle America, those that are listening to this program. He thinks you're an idiot. He represents a large swath of people that are in positions of power in this country, sometimes in the bureaucratic deep state, sometimes holding political office. But there's a lot of these folks, and they are self-righteous and arrogant and condescending. And I hear from some of them from time to time on this program. And like I've said before, I can debate or discuss, have conversations, be friends with anybody of any political persuasion. You can be a rabid atheist as long as you engage in rhetoric that's productive and you're not self-righteous and trying to be destructive. We could even be friends. You'd be surprised. That's why we're conservative, not bitter. But I tell you what, I've got no room for people who are self-righteous, vindictive, and just there's a lot of these folks, right? And candidly, folks, these are not the people you should spend your time trying to convert to the ideas of the Constitution, right? To persuade them to believe in this founding document and these founding ideas. There's a lot of reasonable people that have been misled by the media, that misunderstand the ideas and the arguments, that don't know a thing about the Constitution, who haven't been educated about the founding of this great nation, properly educated with the truth. They don't understand the beauty of what we have. They've voted, they're single-issue voters, or they voted for one particular party for long periods of time. It's embedded almost into their DNA. They view it as almost a rejection of who they are and who their family is if they change political parties. Those are the people that we can talk with. Those who believe that they are better than you, smarter than you, wiser than you, that you're an idiot, that you need them in your life, directing you, pulling the strings, making sure you don't make mistakes. These are the losers and the jokers that are candidly the problem. Self-righteousness. In fact, there's no room. When you have that attitude, that is the antithesis of a Christ-like state of mind. And that's what we've got roaming around this nation in lots of places. So, long in this segment, we got impeachment yesterday. We got some Republicans that have voted for that, including Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger. I don't know how much we'll get into that, but it wasn't just Democrats this time. There were Republicans, 10 in the House, and now they're trying to get this before the Senate, but the Senate's not even in session. The idea that they're going to be able to have a hearing before Trump leaves office is ridiculous. Some are saying it doesn't matter. They want to do it anyway. Again, we've entered the era of payback politics. It is upon us, and it is going to get worse. You can tie in Twitter and social media and Parler, the way that they've handled that sort of stuff with this. They're probably going to come after talk radio next with the fairness doctrine. Buckle up. We've got a bumpy ride, but friends, we have truth on our side. We have the Constitution on our side. We just have to be strong. Stick in there, hang in there, be tough. Quick timeout is in order, though. Be back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with 0 body fillers, 0 painting, and 0 diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Welcome back. By the way, I started to say last segment, if you want to make sure that we stay connected, make sure you sign up for our email newsletter. It's free, and actually it is going to help us continue to grow the community. Lots of you have done that, community of conservatives. And we're going to have some action plans. We're going to look at doing some things that actually make a difference here. This is enough is enough. We're going to find candidates or do our best, God willing. We're going to be involved in that process to move more conservative folks into office. And we're talking about primaries, folks. It's despicable and sickening to me what we've seen from many of our elected officials. So you can do that by going to toddupshow.com/subscribe. Now, before the break, I had said that we were, I'd mentioned that Bill de Blasio here is announcing, he announced yesterday morning on, what is this show with Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough? What's it? Morning Joe? Is that what it is? Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, talking to Mayor de Blasio about basically what they're going to do with Trump contracts. You've heard me say last segment, I stand by this. We've now entered into the period of payback politics. Payback politics. In payback politics, you impeach a president that's leaving office in 6 days. In payback politics, you go after the president and his personal business, which the left is saying, hey, he shouldn't even have that business. You cannot have a business and be president of the United States. He's been constantly in violation of the emoluments clause of the Constitution, which is patently absurd and ridiculous. But nonetheless, this is the story. This is how socialists think, by the way. They think capitalism is evil. They have the slightest idea what they're talking about. But nonetheless, this is what they say. This is what they think. And they are in full retribution mode. AOC is calling for Senator Josh Hawley and Senator Ted Cruz to resign. In fact, I might play a little bit of that rant. I think she was foaming at the mouth during that one, maybe even spitting mad out there. There's so many things to pick and choose from. They want to censor people. They want to remove anyone who was involved in questioning the integrity of the election from office. They don't want to seat them as senators and House members. Political retribution. Folks, it is the prerogative of the Senate, of the House, to question questionable election results. Instead, that's been termed, this is where the media comes in, because they changed that term to overturn the election, right? To overturn our democracy. Again, I get a little tired saying this. Actually, I don't get tired of saying these things. Truth never gets tiresome, but it gets a little bit frustrating. No, that's not even true either. I just scratch my head. I scratch my head and I think, how thick must some people's head be when hearing truth and reality, to where they refuse to accept it, even acknowledge it. This is a constitutional republic. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not democratic aspects. Of course there are. And of course those things are important. But to act like what this is that the Senate the Senate and the House last week, when all this stuff hit the fan, got the election results and they said, no, we don't like them. We want to do something about it. That is just factually incorrect as to what's happened. One has to have their head buried in so much sand to think that that's the case, that at some point you have to wonder if there's even any hope for someone who thinks that was what last week was about. Surely some of these folks, I know that I even said that on the program, that some of these folks may be trying to play politics with this, looking for political advantages and all that. That's unfortunate to me. I don't like that. They should oppose these things for principle and let the chips fall where they may in their own elections and re-election efforts, based upon standing for truth and the right thing. And it was absolutely, positively, unequivocally the right thing to stand up and not just rubber stamp these election results. These states should have been questioned. They should still be questioned. We need to figure out what happened, because now we're left with states that, if what's been alleged is the case, they will continue doing what they've done. There's no consequences. If you don't get caught doing something, there really wasn't any warning. In fact, many people say they did the same darn thing again a couple of weeks ago with the Georgia runoffs, which was predictable, right? We saw the same general thing happening overnight. And people are saying, does my vote even matter? Does it count? The political apparatus does not care anymore, because they're in control. What are you going to do about it? I'm telling you, that's what they think. And not only that, if anyone in that political apparatus stands up and says something's wrong with this, or we need to figure out what's wrong, we need to investigate, they'll say, bet me, buddy boy, you're going to be kicked out of the Senate, the House, political retribution. If you have any businesses, we're coming after you. We're going to pressure corporations not to give any money to your campaign, because, as the narrative goes, you are trying to overthrow democracy. We've had that happen as well. Try to go to a platform where you can communicate your conservative message or to conservative voters. They'll shut you down, Twitter and Facebook and the like. You say, fine, I'll go to a platform where I can communicate with people who are conservative and free speech is still embraced. Nope. Shut that down too. Google and Apple will say you can't even download that from our store. Parler app is the destruction of the American society. Meanwhile, turning a blind eye to the organizers of Black Lives Matter and Antifa, as they have burnt down and taken hostage cities in this great nation all summer. That's the lay of the land right now, folks. And they are licking their chops and rubbing their hands together for political payback. It's a pathetic, awful thing. And we have these folks, Josh Hawley's, the Ted Cruz's, whoever else is going to be targeted, should stand up firm and fight back. Don't capitulate to these folks. Stand up for truth. Don't apologize for something you have no business apologizing for. Stand firm, be tough, be strong. I don't care about elections of 2024, which many people say that this was folks trying to jockey for the presidential nomination in 2024. What should matter is truth at this moment in time. And I'd love to see people stand up for that instead of hiding and cowering like the senator we have here, Todd Young. Anyway, got to take a break. Long in this segment. I'm going to play this de Blasio soundbite. It wasn't queuing up right, and I had some things to say. So we'll do that next segment. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Problems in the bedroom? Not that kind. Bed bugs. At Integrated Pest Control, we make sure you never have to worry about any pests in your home or business again. We are the bed bug specialists with over 20 years of combined experience. Our promise is to keep your home or business completely pest-free for 90 days, or we will retreat the area absolutely free. Visit IntegratedPestControlLLC.com or call 317-349-0094 for your free bed bug inspection.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing, and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick.
Dial the number, spell the word.
For on time.
Welcome back. This program is brought to you in part by our friends at Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank here in Central Indiana. You can find out more information about Citizens Bank, some of the services they provide, by visiting their website, citizens-banking.com. Again, citizens-banking.com. I should point out, and I do this from time to time, that the views expressed on this program may not reflect those views of our advertisers. They simply are involved in helping bring this show to you and to share what they do with you. And I can encourage you to check out our advertisers. That's one of the ways that you can support the program, by supporting the advertisers. Just give them a chance to earn your business. If you're, in this particular case with Citizens Bank, looking for some help in the banking world, checking savings, mortgages, auto loans, those sorts of things. But the views expressed here do not necessarily reflect the views of any of the companies that support this program. But as you all know, it certainly should be true that that's the case. So I want to get here to this interview. Mika Brzezinski, Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio, the communist Bill de Blasio, is very proud, very, very proud of himself here as he's talking to the audience at MSNBC, which is radical left. In general, the ultra-radical left tunes into MSNBC. I just want you to listen. Mika Brzezinski asks him, Mr. Mayor, she says, welcome back to the show. What's the story? And she's referencing an update. The city of New York has reviewed its contracts with Trump's organization, and here's what the communist Bill de Blasio has to say.
Mika, here to announce that the city of New York is severing all contracts with the Trump organization.
This is where you applaud.
Our legal team has done an assessment, and the contracts make very clear if a company, the leadership of that company, is engaged in criminal activity, we have the right to sever the contract. Inciting an insurrection. Let's be clear. I'm going to say these words again.
Clear,
inciting an insurrection against the United States government clearly constitutes criminal activity. So the city of New York will no longer have anything to do with the Trump organization. They have profited from these contracts. They will profit no longer.
So, okay, there you go. Just let that sink in. The mayor of America's largest city, the radical leftist communist, by the way, Bill de Blasio, who has made New York City a disaster. In fact, even on New Year's Eve celebration on CNN, they were mocking Bill de Blasio. This guy arrogantly strolls in here to MSNBC to talk to his audience, to talk to the audience of radical leftists, and he thinks that this is some moral act. Bill de Blasio is now judge and jury. He has declared, without due process, folks. Now, I know due process may be a term that's lost on Bill de Blasio. Communists don't necessarily, they don't care about that at all. When they're right, when their ideas are being blocked, or when someone doesn't agree with them, due process doesn't matter. See, in order to really believe in due process, you have to believe in it for people that do heinous things or things that you disagree with maybe vehemently, right? Due process means there's a process by which we go through here before we start calling someone a criminal. He's called Donald Trump without question a criminal because he's insurrecting a riot. Or what's the word he uses here? He's inciting. There we go. Inciting an insurrection or inciting a riot is clearly criminal activity. Well, sure it is. Sure it is, but so are a lot of other things. And in order to call someone a criminal, that would require that they be deemed a criminal in the court system. Now, these attorneys, like New York City's paying these attorneys God only knows what, to get them out of a contract because people like AOC and Nancy Pelosi said that Trump incited a riot at the Capitol. Why did he incite a riot? Because he told people to go over to the Capitol, be strong, be tough, let them know you're your voices. Oh, and to do it peacefully and patriotically. Bill de Blasio somehow believes that that is a crime. And it's a crime so egregious. I wonder how many criminals, I wonder how many people that New York City is doing business with as right now at this very second. Of course, you could say all the politicians are probably, I know how some of you think, Todd, every politician's a criminal, so every person there serving, so to speak, serving in an elected capacity. I know how you think. But I wonder how many elected officials, or not elected, I wonder how many business dealings, I should say, are already done with sitting with true criminals. President Trump is not a criminal. You could say he's alleged to have committed a criminal act, but a lot of people have been alleged. There's this little thing in the middle called due process. And Bill de Blasio doesn't believe in due process. Folks, this is the Democrats' Party best effort, best attempt to mimic the Salem witch trials of the 1690s. This is 2.0 Salem witch trials. You're connected to Trump, boom. Your name is Trump, boom. And you get tried and convicted in a week. Think about this. This is unheard of. We just had someone executed here in the state of Indiana, which, by the way, the New York Times article, the headline says that the Trump administration killed somebody, basically, by allowing this execution to go through, forgetting the fact that this person had been convicted of or accused of a crime, of stealing a child and killing the parent, had been convicted of said charges, found guilty, had been then sentenced by a judge or jury. I don't know how the actual conviction was, but they, if it was a judge only or if the jury had input, whatever the case may be. So they went through, that is the process. That is all, the due process, the charges being presented, the evidence being presented before a jury of your peers. The jury of your peers weighs that evidence and makes a determination if you in fact broke the law, and they said that you did. Then the sentence was given. Then there were, I don't know how many appeals and so forth. All those were overridden. Then an execution took place. And I know some folks are against capital punishment, but I'm simply saying there's a process. And the process can sometimes be overly, there's way too many delays, and justice is often not carried out because of the legal process. All this happened with Trump here in less than a week. We still don't even know all the facts. I know for certain they don't want you to know the facts. They want you to know what to say. They want you to know what to think, which is Trump incited a riot. Trump is trying to overthrow a democratic election. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to believe. And as a consequence, whatever they do next to anyone who stood with the president or stood for election integrity, they deserve. That's what they want you to think. We've entered into the era of payback politics, and buckle up, because the best, my friends, of course, the best meaning the worst here, the best in the eyes of the radical left, but the worst in the eyes of the rest of us sane folks is about to come. Quick timeout is in order. Be back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. All right, folks, welcome back. I know there's a lot. I don't have time. I don't think I've got time. I don't have much time, do I? I was going to play this soundbite from AOC as well, really quickly, demanding that Ted Cruz, and I'm going to play as much as I can because I think it's just listen to the anger and rage and self-righteousness and just the indignation here.
And so I want to be clear to Senator Ted Cruz. You do not belong in the United States Senate.
That's overturning an election.
I want to be
AOC.
clear to Senator Josh Hawley.
Man, she is mad.
You do not belong in the United States Senate.
Arm crossed, overturning another election.
You do not belong in any democratically elected seat.
They won their elections.
When you do not believe
citing an insurrection.
that election was even legitimate, according to your self-serving claims. So get out.
Sorry, though.
If they have any shred of integrity, any shred of integrity about their claims, their lies, really, but their claims about this election, they would take off their pin and turn it in. But this isn't about the truth to them.
Oh, give me a break.
This is about if they want to be president in 2024. Let me give you a sneak peek. You will never be president.
Oh, yeah. They said the same thing about Trump, by the way. Shaking your head in disgust.
You will never command the respect of this country.
Never.
Ever.
She'll see to it.
Ever.
She's got the media on her side.
And you should resign.
Resign. Give me a break. That nonsense. I just want to share. The politics of retribution. The payback politics is upon us. Resign. Could one not say that she is calling to overturn an election? You don't deserve to be here, she said. I think she's citing an insurrection as we speak. Anyway, doesn't matter. The media is not on board with that idea. She is beloved, and I've got to take a break. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and trained products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a train. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout Central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Do you have 10 years of construction experience? Reformation LLC specializes in residential construction and is looking for a mentor and team leader to fill a general superintendent position. Our company was founded to provide training and mentoring to individuals coming out of substance abuse addiction. We believe your past doesn't dictate your future. If you have experience, we have a place for you at Reformation. We have a passion for seeing lives and homes transformed. Contact us today at reformationllc.com or 317-643-1952.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
I guess we need to ask ourselves, when will the hearings happen? When will AOC's hearings happen in the House? When's Nancy Pelosi going to have an expedited hearing? Because this is dangerous. She is calling for 2 sitting senators to be removed, violating the will of the people, putting herself at war with democracy, probably inciting a riot as I speak. When are we going to get to the bottom of that? Actually, we don't need to get to the bottom of this. We need to have a 20-minute session, vote to get her out of office before something worse happens. This can't be allowed to happen in our democracy. That's the way the argument goes, right? Let's be consistent at least. Anyway, music's telling me it's time to wrap up. Guys, thanks so much for listening. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back up, 300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freegee, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freegee, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freegee, owner and lead auctioneer at Freegee & Freegee Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.